Beginning a felting business isn't just about creating that super sexy brand. It's about creating super loyal, they do absolutely anything for you customers. And I'm here to give you my top 10 tips on how you can do that today. My name's Charlotte Allen and welcome to my channel, The Felting Alchemist. Tip number 1 is all about packaging your products. You want to package your products like tiny fairies have packaged it for your customer. When your customer gets their package in the post from you, you want them to look at it and think, oh wow, this is amazing. It's like Christmas and my birthday and Easter and every other celebration in the year rolled into one. This is super exciting. And here are a few ideas of what you could do to get them really excited about your products and that packaging. The first thing I would recommend doing is using a coloured tissue paper. Now, this is really inexpensive for packaging, especially if you buy in bulk, which is what I do, and I buy my tissue paper from Amazon. Buy the really large sheets, don't buy the really small sheets. It's much more cost effective to buy the big A1 sheets of tissue paper, and it can double up as padding to make sure your product arrives to its destination nice and safely as well. Beautiful coloured tissue paper really ramps up the professionalism and the beauty of your product packaging. So another suggestion is using nice stickers. Don't use sellotape. Ugh, I hate sellotape. It's ugly. The only time I use sellotape is when I'm using it to secure any bubble wrap in place to protect my product. Otherwise, I stay away from the stuff. I don't like it. What I like to use are some craft heart stickers that I got again off of Amazon, but I'm sure you could get them from other places as well, like Hobbycraft or Michael's if you're in the States, or any other hobby crafty shop that you might have in the country that you live in. But it just adds that extra touch of detail that the customer may not necessarily notice and think, oh wow, they've not used sellotape, but they may unconsciously think, actually, this looks really beautiful and a lot prettier than if it's just shoved in a box with no packaging at all. So pretty stickers are a good way forward. Baker's twine. I love baker's twine and it comes in so many colours. I use it in yellow, in pink, in blue. All manner of colours are available in baker's twine, so you can really zhuzh up your packaging by using this. And I just use it to wrap around the tissue paper once I've wrapped the sculpture or the mobile or whatever it is I'm selling, and tie it in a pretty bow or tie it in a knot, and it just gives that lovely vintage twist to your package. And it also again shows that you've taken your packaging to another level and you've put some thought into it, which goes a long way with your customers, because you have to bear in mind that generally, not always, but generally, the kind of people that are investing in needle felted art appreciate the small details. They know that they're investing in a beautiful piece of art that has taken a long time, and you don't want to just shove it in a box with no packaging. They will appreciate the time you have taken to make it look beautiful for them. So really think about things like that, and you can't go far wrong. Now, the next two suggestions I have for you for packaging your products are confetti and cellophane. Now, I realise that bizarrely, confetti can be quite a controversial addition to your packaging. I had a conversation with my husband not too long ago, and he told me that he would rather have a dog poo posted through our letterbox than have someone send him a card full of confetti. Wow. Having said that, I've never had any complaints about putting confetti in my packages. Now, what I like to do is use a layer of cellophane, a little bit of confetti, and then some tissue paper on top, and then wrap that over your sculpture. What this does, it sandwiches that confetti between the two things, the tissue and the cellophane, so it's not going to escape. And actually, I've had quite a few people come back to me when they've received their parcels saying that they've kept the tissue paper and the confetti so that they can do crafting with their children or reutilize it in some other way. So it is a really nice thing to do, and a lot of people really do appreciate it. But maybe just read a bit into your customers' emails, and if you think, I don't think this person's going to like confetti, maybe don't do it. But like I said, I've never had a problem. Tip number 2, do not ever put your sculptures in a reused Amazon, eBay, or any other box that you might have received in the post that you think, I'll just stick my sculpture in there and send it to them in that. Don't do it. It looks really unprofessional and it looks like you don't care. And you've spent hours, days, most likely with needle felting, creating this beautiful sculpture for your customer. The last thing you want to do is shove it in a rubbish single walled box that's probably going to get damaged. It's already been through the post once, so it's going to lose that kind of strength in the box and potentially end up having your sculpture damaged because the box wasn't up to the job. So don't ever do that. What I would recommend doing is buying some really nice postal boxes in bulk and not single walled ones. Make sure that they're super strong, because you have to bear in mind that you're going to be sending potentially some of your sculptures internationally, and you want your sculptures to make it there. You don't want them to end up bedraggled and damaged and squidged and everything else by the time they've reached their destination. What I would recommend doing is buying your cardboard boxes in bulk, and buy a number of small cardboard boxes in the size that will fit your smallest product, and then buy another amount of cardboard boxes in the size that will fit your largest product. And that way, any sizes that you have in between will go between those two boxes. So you don't have to spend loads of money on loads of different boxes to fit different sizes of products. Just get those two things and that should be enough. Tip number 3, add a treat. Now, I'm not saying you need to give them Hotel Chocolat chocolates or anything like that. What I like to do is just stick a mini packet of Haribo in with the parcel for them, and people love that. And it's a really small trinket, but it's something that goes a long way. And again, it makes people remember who you are. Now, this advice comes with a caveat, because I live in the UK, as you can probably tell, and I've sent parcels in the post before to places like Australia and the States, and I've put a packet of Haribo inside the parcel and it's been rejected and sent back to me. And I think to myself, what a doofus. I should have checked on the customs page to see if that country would accept those sweets in addition to the product. Now, I find in the States, it does depend on what state you're sending the item to. Some places I've sent parcels to, they've been absolutely fine, no problems at all when I put sweets inside. And then other places, they've been sent back to me. It's very hit and miss. So I would recommend only putting sweets or any other small trinket in your parcel for your customer if it's being sent locally, i.e. in your country. I wouldn't recommend doing it internationally, just in case you end up having the parcel sent back. It's really inconvenient. You end up with a grumpy customer and it's frustrating for you, and you have to pay more postage to then get it resent. So just bear that in mind with that tip. Tip number 4 is add your branding. You want them to remember you. Don't beautifully package your product, put it in a beautiful white postage box, send it to them with no reference to your business, because they will just look at your product and think, oh, that is beautiful, I love that, forget who you are, and then potentially not reorder from you again. Especially if you're selling through shops like, or online marketplaces like Etsy and Folksy. It tends to be that people remember that they've bought the product from Etsy and not necessarily you as a seller. So you want to ensure that your branding is somewhere on that box. Now, I like to use stickers with my logo on it, and I also like to pop my business card inside as well, just to ensure that people have something to remember me by. Now, it might be that they do throw it in the bin, but at least you've gone that extra mile to put your details on there. So if they do want to reorder in the future, they can. So definitely add your branding. And on a side note, if you don't have a logo or any branding yet, check out Canva. Now, Canva is a great design tool that you can sign up to for free and create a really awesome logo. Now, they do have a premium option as well, but you can sign up to a 30-day free trial and design a really awesome Amazables logo, and then cancel your 30-day free trial once you've done it, and then you've got this free logo that you can use in all of your branding, and it's not cost you one single penny. Now, I just want to say I'm not an affiliate and I'm not sponsored by Canva. I just think it's a really easy to use design tool, especially for the technophobic people among us, including myself. So feel free to check it out, have a bit of a play around with it. I'm really not getting anything out of this other than I just want to help you to create a logo for as minimal money as possible that will make your business really pop and look awesome. So have a look, check it out, Canva, it's good. Tip number 5, say thank you. People love a personal touch in a package and a handwritten note saying to them, thank you very much. Grace or John for your purchase. Thank you for supporting my art. It enables me to make more products in the future. Something like that will really go a long way with your customers, and it will really show that you've spent the time to A, know their name, and B, write them a nice, heartfelt thank you note that they will really appreciate. So saying thank you, I think, is a really important step to creating really super duper loyal customers. 6, communication. Communication is a seriously crucial element to any business, not just needle felting. You need to communicate with your customers. I have lost count with how many times I've bought something online and the seller hasn't communicated with me once. And in this day and age, when we've got things like scams and all sorts of horrors on the internet, people get quite anxious if they buy something, especially if they're parting with a lot of money, which they probably are if they're buying a needle felted item because of the amount of work and love that goes into it. And then the person that's selling it to them doesn't communicate with them at all. So communication is really important. It alleviates that customer anxiety that perhaps you're not making the product, it's going to be out late or anything like that. And then you can also update them if there is any issues. Maybe you've got COVID, maybe you're not feeling very well. Tell them this. People are really understanding generally. You do get a few people that aren't, but we'll talk about them in a minute. But generally they're understanding, so just communicate with them and you can't go wrong. So tip number 7 leads on from my communication tip, and that is send them a photo of the finished product. Especially if you're sending something out internationally, it might take a week or so for the product to arrive with them, depending on what postal service you're using. So if you send them a photograph of the product, it really helps them, again, to alleviate that anxiety regarding the product, what it's going to look like, because it's going to be something handmade, isn't it? So it's always going to vary slightly from the photograph, but also it just shows them again that you want to make sure they're updated, you want to ensure their customer satisfaction. And I can give you a really good example of this for when this has worked for me really well. So I had an order from America where a lady had asked me to make her one of my mouse mobiles. So I made it for her and I sent her a photograph of it prior to sending it out. And she came back to me and she said, "Charlotte, thank you so much. I love this sculpture. It's beautiful. However, I was hoping that it would be slightly different." And she gave me the differences that she was hoping for. And I thought to myself at the time, I've got to start all over again. But actually, it really did me a favour to make her aware of the sculpture prior to sending it. And that is because had I sent it out to America and she'd received it, she would have been kind of, it's nice, but it's not what I really wanted. Would she be a repeat customer again? Probably not. Whereas now I've taken the time to check with her, make sure everything's okay, and she's told me, actually, no, it's not. I've gone back, made a second one, sent it to her again, and she said, "Yes, Charlotte, I really like that," posted it out to her, and she's super happy. So it really does help to get rid of any potential complaint or any customer dissatisfaction. So photographs are a good trick. Tip number 8, have an email funnel. What's an email funnel, you say? Well, the non-tech savvy around you, again, me included, might not understand. So tip number 8 is have an email funnel, and you can set yourself up on places like MailChimp, ConvertKit or Aweber. Now, the non-tech savvy around us, including me, might think, what are those platforms? Essentially, all it is a platform whereby you create an email and it's automated so that it gets sent out to all of your customers. So you can keep them updated at all times about what's going on. So things like sales, things like discounts, any tutorials that you might want to put onto your website, all those kind of things, you can keep your customers up to date via an email. And it's a really good way of warming people up to new product lines as well by teasing them with pictures of the start of new product lines. It's a really great tool for building up your fan base and, again, building up those loyal customers. So email marketing is an amazing tool. Tip number 9. So this follows on from tip number 8, and you're probably thinking to yourself, well, how do I get people on an email list? How do I get their email, Charlotte? You know, you're kind of putting this out there and I don't know anything about this. Well, I will cover that in another video later on. But the thing that you need to think about at the moment is giving them a discount. So I'm not talking about giving them 10% off, 15% off, because nobody really wants to sign up for a miserly discount like that. But if you're giving them something like 20% off, 25% off, people will think a bit more, oh, yeah, I'm up for a 25% discount to give my email address out, definitely. So it's really worth doing. Then you've got them and then you can keep them updated about your business. So like I said, we'll talk about the technical side of this in another video, but I just want to put that seed in your mind. Start thinking about it. Check out MailChimp, check out ConvertKit, have a look at them. I'm not sponsored by either of them, but it's just worth looking at them. You can sign up for free, completely free, so you don't have to spend any money at all, and start working on attracting your customers into an email list, because then you can create something called an email funnel, which is like a marketing funnel. So your customers give you their email list and then you can email them with any discounts and offers that you might have and then funnel them down to buying another product. So it's very markety, I know. It's a bit like, money, you're talking about money and it feels a bit dirty and we're here to talk about art. But like I said before, we want to put bread on the table. We need to make money. So we want to create that loyal fan base of customers and we're giving them value. It's not like we're just kind of pulling the wool over their eyes and getting them to spend more money with us. We're giving them more value, be it through discounts, sales, or even helpful tips and things like that in emails. But really consider adding a discount code to your products for people to sign up to your email list. Finally, we're at tip number 10, and this is the most important tip of all of the tips I've given you in this video, and that is just be nice. Don't be rude to your customers. I know that you wouldn't be rude to your customers. However, some customers are rude to us and we want to give them all barrels back, but do not do it. If you have a shop online where you have reviews and someone gives you a really stinky review that's actually really unjust and unkind, then I would recommend doing one of two things. Either ignore it, so you're not giving them any fuel to come back at you with any more abuse, or come back with a really neutral email along the lines of, "Hi Lucy, I'm really sorry that my product wasn't up to the standard that you were hoping. I take a lot of time to spend creating my products and really hope that all customers love it, but unfortunately my product has fallen short on this occasion. I'm terribly sorry again for the inconvenience that I've caused you. Here is a discount code if you ever wish to come back to my shop again." I know that sounded pretty passive aggressive, but work on it yourself. Have a swipe file, have an email or a paragraph already written out for those awkward customers to just cut and paste onto there. Because if people are going to be looking at your reviews and they see you giving Lucy 10 barrels saying, "Well, do you know what, Lucy? You were rude. You were a pain in the ass all the way through the process. You wanted all these changes. To be honest with you, I didn't really like you." People are going to think you're unprofessional. So try and keep it as professional as possible. Do not raise to their level and just keep it as neutral as you can. Now, generally, everyone's lovely. I have to say, and I'm probably going to jinx myself now, I've never had a rude customer yet. So obviously people are going to complain. People might make complaints about, something's been damaged in the post. They might complain that the packaging or the postage was too expensive, things like that. And I get that. And just reply to them politely, say sorry. If there's something you can do for them, then do it. If you can give them a discount, if you can give them a bit of a refund, if the product's damaged, do it, because you may find that that person will come back again because you've given them amazing customer service. And that's what we need to do. We just need to give amazing customer service and you will build that customer fan base up really quickly. So those were my top 10 tips for creating an absolutely amazing loyal customer fan base. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, if you could hit the like button, that would be awesome. And also, if you really enjoyed this video and you want to catch up with future videos, please feel free to press that subscribe button now, and then you'll be updated on all the videos I add in the future. But for the time being, thank you so much for coming to my channel, The Felting Alchemist, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye.